Donald Trump's approval rating has officially bottomed out. Less than 3 months on the job, he now has the worst approval rating of his second term. Now, first term, he was still doing worse, but at this point in his first term, he was not doing this poorly in the public's opinion. So here is what the latest round of data tells us about how much people love what Donald Trump is doing. He currently has a disapproval rating of 56% and an approval rating of only 42%. 58% in this AP NORC poll, 58% disapproved of his handling of the economy, while 40% approved, 60% disapproved of his handling of trade negotiations, while just 38% approved. In a companion poll, well, not a companion poll, but another poll from YouGov and Yahoo, Trump's approval rating on the economy was only 39%, while 51% disapproved. The poll also showed that a majority of Americans believed that the U.S. was already in a recession or headed towards one. 52% said we're either in one now or we're about to be. Those are pretty bad numbers. And as per usual, it's about to get so much worse. Because also, according to this AP NORC poll, nobody's buying Donald Trump's talking point that all of this economic turmoil right now is President Biden's fault. You know, if you've paid attention, every time something bad happens with the economy, they're like, oh, that's just because it's left over from Biden. And then if something good were to happen, which it hasn't, they'd be like, oh, no, that was us. We did that. So they have been on this PR campaign to basically convince the public that Biden is the guy responsible for this. But the Morning Consult poll said that 46% of voters believe that Trump was to blame for the current economic conditions, while only 41% said the same about Biden. And that was from the end of March. So now most people blame Trump. In February, the numbers were different. 44% blamed Biden, 39% blamed Trump. So in the span of a month, you had this big swing where most people had blamed Biden, and now they say, nope, it's this guy in the White House. So that's a pretty big bruise for Donald Trump and his administration.